One of the biggest reasons women feel unsatisfied in relationships has nothing to do with money, looks, or even how much effort a man puts in materially. It has everything to do with emotional presence. Too many men believe that as long as they provide, as long as they show up physically, that should be enough. But what women truly crave is not just the man sitting across from them, but the man who is actually there, engaged, listening, feeling connected. You can be in the same room with her and still feel miles apart. Because being present isn't about proximity, it's about energy. A woman can feel when your attention is scattered, when your eyes are on your phone, when your mind is somewhere else. And in those moments, even if you've given her everything materially, she feels empty emotionally. Dissatisfaction grows not from lack of things, but from lack of connection. Every woman wants to feel seen, not just looked at, but truly understood. And that requires more than hearing her words. It requires listening to the meaning behind them. When she tells you about her day, she's not always asking you to fix her problems. She's asking you to step into her world, even if just for a moment, and hold space for her feelings. That is emotional presence. That is what makes her feel valued. When a man dismisses those moments, by saying she's overreacting, or by shutting down emotionally, he communicates that her inner world doesn't matter. And once a woman feels unheard, unseen, or emotionally neglected, no gift, no vacation, no apology will truly heal that gap. Because emotional neglect cuts deeper than material lack. And here's the thing. Emotional presence isn't about being perfect. It's not about having all the right answers. It's about choosing to show up fully, with attention and care. Women don't expect you to read their minds, but they do expect you to make an effort to understand their hearts. That effort, consistent, genuine, unforced, is what builds trust. It tells her, I am here, I am with you, and I care enough to step into your experience. Now, let's be honest. Many men struggle with this, because they've been conditioned to equate love with action, with fixing, with solving problems. But emotional presence asks for something deeper: patience, empathy, and vulnerability. And yes, vulnerability can feel uncomfortable. But to a woman, vulnerability is not weakness, it is strength. Because it shows you're human, it shows you're willing to connect beyond the surface. The irony is, when you stop trying to fix her and simply feel with her, you often end up creating a stronger bond than any solution ever could. Because she doesn't need you to rescue her from her emotions. She needs you to respect them. She needs to know that when she brings her feelings to you, they won't be dismissed, minimized, or turned into an argument, but welcomed with presence. And when you practice that kind of presence, you'll notice something powerful. She softens. Her walls come down. She becomes more loving, more giving, more satisfied. Because for the first time, she feels safe in your energy. A woman who feels emotionally secure with a man does not look elsewhere. She does not complain endlessly. She does not withdraw. She blossoms. And that is the satisfaction every man is trying to create, whether he realizes it or not. So if you find yourself asking, why isn't she happy? Why isn't she satisfied with me? Start here. Ask yourself, am I truly present with her? Or am I just around her? That one question will reveal more about the state of your relationship than anything else. Because at the end of the day, what women want most is not perfection, it's presence. And presence cannot be bought, faked, or substituted. It must be lived. The truth is simple. When you show up emotionally, you don't just give her satisfaction. You give her something even rarer, the gift of being seen. And that is what every woman desires most. Another reason women feel deeply unsatisfied in relationships has less to do with love and more to do with direction. Love alone is not enough. If love is the foundation, then growth and purpose are the walls that hold the house together. Without them, everything collapses. And this is where so many men unknowingly fail. They stop growing. They settle into routines, into comfort, into passivity, and they expect a woman to remain inspired and fulfilled by the same man year after year. But admiration cannot survive stagnation. A woman wants to feel proud of the man she is with. She wants to look at you and see someone who is not only loving her, but also leading himself somewhere. And leadership doesn't mean dominance. It means you have vision, discipline, and a sense of direction. When you stop striving, when you stop evolving, when your life looks the same month after month, year after year, dissatisfaction creeps in, not because she doesn't care for you, but because she no longer sees movement in you. Think about it. Every human being is wired for growth. If we are not moving forward, we feel stuck. And when one partner is stuck, the relationship feels stuck. So it isn't just her dissatisfaction with you. It's the energy of stagnation affecting both of you. She begins to wonder, is this all there is? Is this the man I chose for the rest of my life? Does he even have a vision for himself, let alone for us? And those questions, left unanswered, create distance. Now, some men hear this and immediately feel defensive. They say, but I'm working hard, I'm providing, I'm doing my best. And that may be true. But effort without growth feels repetitive. Providing is important, yes, but it is not the same as evolving. A woman doesn't just want you to bring food to the table. She wants to feel that you are expanding, that you are climbing, that you are not the same man she met years ago but a greater, stronger, wiser version of him. That evolution keeps her inspired. And here's the beauty. Growth doesn't always mean chasing money or career. Growth can mean developing emotional intelligence, deepening spiritual awareness, improving health, cultivating new skills, or building habits of discipline. It is about refusing to remain the same. Because the man who keeps growing is the man who keeps being admired. The irony is that many men think love is enough to hold a woman forever. But love without growth becomes heavy. She may still love you, but she cannot feel satisfied if she no longer respects you. And respect is born out of watching you rise, watching you challenge yourself, watching you live with direction. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing her that you refuse to settle for mediocrity. You see, satisfaction comes from alignment. When she sees you aligned with your higher self, your purpose, your vision, your discipline, she feels safe. She feels proud. She feels inspired to stand by you, not out of duty, but out of genuine admiration. And that admiration is the fuel that keeps love alive. So ask yourself, are you growing, or are you simply existing? Are you chasing distractions, or are you building a direction? Because no woman is truly dissatisfied with a man who is on fire with purpose. She may challenge you, she may push you, she may question you. But deep down, what she is really asking is, show me that you are still moving forward. Show me that I did not choose a man who gave up on himself. The truth is simple. Women are not unsatisfied because they want perfection. They are unsatisfied because they crave progress. And when you stop growing, you stop giving her a reason to believe in the future with you. Another reason so many women feel unsatisfied in relationships is because the balance of masculine and feminine energy has been broken. Whether we admit it or not, relationships thrive on polarity, on the natural dance between masculine and feminine forces. When that balance disappears, the attraction fades. A woman cannot feel truly fulfilled when she is forced to step into roles that drain her natural essence. And yet, this happens all the time when men collapse into neediness, insecurity, or dependency. When a man loses his grounding, the woman unconsciously shifts into the masculine role to keep the relationship afloat. She starts making the decisions, carrying the weight, directing the path. But deep inside, that doesn't satisfy her. It exhausts her, because at her core, a feminine woman wants to feel safe enough to relax into her softness, into her nurturing, into her natural rhythm. She cannot do that if she feels she has to carry you emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. Masculine energy is not about dominance. It is about steadiness. It is about the ability to hold space with strength, clarity, and direction. It's the energy that says, I've got this. You can lean on me. You can trust me. That doesn't mean being controlling or rigid. It means being reliable, secure, and confident in who you are. When you lose that, she feels the shift immediately. She may still love you, but she cannot feel satisfied because her feminine no longer has a safe container to flourish in. Think of it like this: the feminine is like water, flowing, creative, emotional. The masculine is like a riverbank, steady, strong, giving direction. Without the bank, water spills everywhere, restless and chaotic. Without the water, the river is dry and lifeless. They need each other. When you bring strong, grounded masculine energy, she can relax into her flow. She feels safe to express herself fully without fear of judgment or collapse. That balance is what creates passion, attraction, and fulfillment. Now, when men hear this, some go too far in the other direction, thinking masculine means showing no emotion, being stoic, shutting down vulnerability. But that's not true either. Real masculine strength is not coldness. It's the ability to be emotionally open without being emotionally unstable. It's the difference between being vulnerable and being needy. Vulnerability says, I trust you enough to share my truth. Neediness says, I need you to save me from my truth. One builds intimacy, the other kills it. When you embody healthy masculine energy, you don't make her feel like she has to be your mother, your savior, or your therapist. You bring stability into the relationship, and that stability allows her to rest in her femininity, which in turn allows her to give back to you what she naturally carries: warmth, affection, creativity, devotion. It's a cycle. But the cycle starts with your energy. And if you fail to bring that balance, if you constantly lean on her to fix you, direct you, or carry you, then no matter how much she loves you, she will not feel satisfied. Because love without polarity feels flat. It turns into friendship, into duty, into something safe but uninspiring. And that is not what a woman wants in her heart. She wants to feel alive with you. She wants to feel the dance of energies that keeps the relationship vibrant. So if you want her to be satisfied with you, ask yourself honestly, am I standing in my masculine energy? Am I bringing steadiness, direction, and confidence to this relationship? Or am I asking her to carry what is mine to hold? Because when you stand firm, when you provide that container, she will naturally soften. She will give more, love more, trust more. Not because you demanded it, but because you created the space for it to happen. The truth is undeniable: a woman cannot fully rest in her femininity until you fully rise in your masculinity. And when that balance returns, so does her satisfaction.